Liverpool's win over Wolves in the FA Cup replay was their first victory of the calendar year 2023. Now, that might not seem like a massive thing, but this is Liverpool we're talking about, and this is the same Liverpool who just in the last season were on course to complete an unprecedented quadruple. Of course, they couldn't do that, but they did end up winning 2 trophies, and it does show you just the kind of standards that Liverpool fans and the club in general hold themselves to. They are one of those clubs who should be in competition for everything, yet the 2022-23 season has been anything but kind to the side. The drop-off in their form and overall has been alarming, and quite frankly, as things stand, there very well could be a situation where they don't even make it to the Champions League spot. Their numbers this year. Now, if you're looking at their league form, and this table, it is worth noting, reflects their league form. They've played 18 games, they've only collected 28 points, scored 34 goals, conceded 25 of them, which leaves them with a goal difference of 9. Now, this isn't the kind of form that you'd expect a title-winning team to show, and more importantly, this is the worst haul of points that Liverpool have at this particular stage of a season during the entirety of Jurgen Klopp's managerial career. You heard that right. This is, since the time Jurgen Klopp has taken over Liverpool, this is the worst haul of points that he's got at the 18-game season mark. So, quite frankly, the high standards that Liverpool have been setting for themselves, they are currently falling very, very, very short of said standards. Now, even if you're looking at Liverpool so far in 2023, before their win against Wolves, they had 2 straight defeats to begin the year, and the last time that they had 2 back-to-back losses to begin a calendar year was all the way back in 1993. And what's more reflective of their poor form is the fact that they've not really been the best team when it comes to traveling. In fact, from a possible 27 points away from home, they've only taken 8th, and therefore that is one of many reasons why they currently are only 8th in the Premier League table. But of course, there's so much more to Liverpool's lack of form than can just be seen in a few graphics. The simple fact of the matter is the squad hasn't been refurbished as much as it should have, and they are now actually reaping, they're reaping the consequences of the decisions to not actually refresh their midfield as much as they should have. If you've been watching them this year, the midfield trio, their first choice midfield trio, which includes Fabinho, Jordan Henderson and Thiago, have been consistently overrun. In fact, when they lost 3-0 to Brighton, there was so much space for Brighton's attackers to actually exploit, mainly because they were so easily able to overrun Liverpool's midfield. Now, that is, of course, one of the key places that Liverpool have struggled, and of course, they've not been helped by a number of injuries, but top sides will generally have squad depth to compensate, and they clearly at this point really lack that. So, what exactly is it that Liverpool can do to overturn the slump? It's pretty evident at this point that they very much are a side that are in a slump. Don't forget, 2019-20, they were league winners. 3 years later, they look unlikely to even be making the top 4. What can they do? Let's quickly look at that, and this is the first thing that they really need to do is sign at least one midfielder. Now, they have been linked to a few names here or there, but the simple fact of the matter is that as things stand, it's never that easy doing business in January, and given how well it's known that their midfield is such a point of concern, it won't be easy doing it, but it's something that needs to be done. The second thing, and this is something that's really important, is that they need to rediscover the intensity that they normally bring to games. Remember, one of the key foundations of Liverpool's success lay in their intensity, not just on the ball, but off the ball as well. So far, they look like a side that looks sapped of energy, and part of that at least must come down to the manager Jurgen Klopp and what it is that he's doing on the training ground, because truth be told, not all of it can be put down to, okay, we have so many players injured. Simple fact of the matter is Liverpool play in a cohesive manner, and right now that cohesion is just not there, and that's something that Klopp can only really work on the training ground. The last thing, and this is also really key, is to ignore the off-field turmoil. Now, again, you'd ask what off-field turmoil, but the simple fact of the matter is it's well known at this point that Liverpool's owners, Fenway Sports Group, have put the club up for sale. They're looking for at least minority investment, if not a total sale of the club altogether. And due to that happening, so there's been a lot of movement within key positions in Liverpool. Remember, they lost, director of football or sporting director Michael Edwards. Even people who were being brought in to replace him or take on his workload are currently either on leave or serving notice periods. It's not known just how much investment the owners want to put into the club right now, given the fact that they very publicly acknowledged that they're looking to sell at least a minority stake, if not the entire thing, for a significant profit. So these are things that can obviously affect the morale of players, but unfortunately it's something that can't be used as an excuse for underperforming. So Liverpool's players will just need to block off the noise and focus on what it is they're getting paid to do, the footballing side of things. Now, it's telling, of course, that, after the match against Brighton ended, Jurgen Klopp actually went to the fans and he apologized for the kind of display that they put in. So quite clearly, he also knows that there's a lot of things going wrong. But whether or not they're able to actually rediscover their mojo in time to make a tilt for those Champions League spots like they had done in the 2020-21 season when they found themselves in a similar rut, that's something that remains to be seen. But if you're a Liverpool fan, you'd be hoping that the win against Wolves is the start of a good run of form, although the next test is up against Chelsea, another side who can blow hot or cold and who find themselves in crises of their own. Good opportunity for Liverpool, sure, but a potential banana peel if they end up slipping up on it. However, what happens in the future remains to be seen. All Liverpool can do is focus hard on overcoming the issues and hopefully do the things that I was pointing out earlier in the video. But that's just what I feel about all of this. What do you guys think? Well, you can let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and tap the bell icon so you know when we're going live or uploading a new video. Then you can also go ahead and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And last but not least, don't forget to download the AajTak app. Thank you all once again for joining us in this video. Goodbye for now.